Panther family, what is going on? Welcome to another edition of the I Will State podcast. I'm your host, Mac. And as always, I'm very honored to have the guest on that I do tonight. He's actually the second baseball player that I've had on in a couple months. So I got to see what he's got to say about McGinnis. McGinnis was a great guest. So we'll see if you can live up to the standard he set for the baseball team.
It's gonna be a tough one to top Mikey.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, my guest tonight is Mr. Matt Ruiz. Matt is originally from South Florida, started his collegiate career at USF, and is obviously at Georgia State now. We'll get into that a little bit later, but Matt's an excellent baseball player for those of you who haven't been paying attention to the season so far. He's got 35 ribbies, 6 home runs. Had a great game last night against UGA, hit a double and a triple and an RBI late in the game to kind of pad our lead, and we went away with the win. So it was a great game. So I'm incredibly honored to have him on tonight. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it, Matt. Again, I'll thank you like I did off air for giving me some of your time. This first question is a question that everybody gets when they come on the show. And for someone like you, and I've said this to other transfer athletes, I definitely love your guys' answer because I feel like you have had a different experience, or at least maybe not different, but at a different school. So what has been your favorite part or memory, either one kind of works here, of being a Georgia State student athlete so far?
Definitely the change of scenery is something I've realized heavily. Differencing from being a Miami boy myself and now being in Georgia. A lot more selfless people on this team. And that's really my favorite part about being a part of that Georgia State facility with those guys and that staff. They welcomed me with open arms from the jump, and it was tough to get to know the guys a little bit, just like every other transfer. But once I got in there and broke their shell, it was all love, and we fight for one another, and that's definitely one of the things I love about that.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I said it a few times on my Twitter account last year. It's got to be the nicest team in all of college sports because I swear, man, when you meet the Georgia State baseball players, you're blown away by how nice all the guys are. Like they're just Luke Boynton comes to mind, especially that it's one of the kindest guys I feel like I've ever met. So it's just
6'6" giant with the biggest smile.
exactly, man. So it's just I love that they accept you with open arms, but I'm not shocked. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of how they are. So that's great to hear, man. That's great to hear. Um, so yeah, so as I mentioned, you did start, well, not start, but you are originally from South Florida, like you said, a Miami boy. You went to American Heritage High School, and those of my listeners who may not know, that's a pretty awesome high school to go to if you're an athlete. So you started in South Florida, you had a stellar career being named All-American in high school in 2019. So what was it like going to a high school with athletics on that kind of level? Because I went to a school where athletics were important, but nothing like American Heritage or IMG or anything like that. So kind of explain what it was like to be playing at that kind of level in high school.
No doubt, yeah. American Heritage was definitely a blessing for me and my family as well. Growing up in that environment, it's a high school, but it's really a college campus. I mean, school has 9 buildings, gym, football field, baseball field. It's got everything. So growing up in that environment, and especially on that team, I mean, I went through a series of years where there's guys now that are in the league that were once my teammates in high school, and we're talking about draft picks and a lot of great experience and veteranship from that group of people, and that experience helped me kind of understand those journeys and that path of life, and made me want to follow that same path and want to earn those experiences through the guys that I kind of grew up and was next to all around all the time, and kind of fill those footsteps.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean I can imagine it's, kind of like you're saying, it's, it also looks like a college, but it's got to feel like it because I mean, yeah, I can admit, myself and maybe some of my teammates maybe weren't taking it super serious, but that was just, how it was. But I feel like at a school like American Heritage, everybody kind of has the same mindset of like, hey, we could all make this how we make this our profession one day, if you know
Yeah,
what I'm getting at. So
yeah.
that's cool, man. That's cool. So I do got to ask, I feel like you kind of answered it in a way here, but do you think it did help you better, like be better prepared for playing baseball at the collegiate level?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. As you mentioned, growing up in some other areas, athletics isn't taken as serious. And again, being in Heritage, even the football team, probably throughout my 4 years of being there, there's probably about 50 guys that are probably in the NFL right now.
Oh
just
yeah.
from that school, and it's nuts to really think about just from as a whole and a community as well in the Broward area.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, yeah, man, it's South Florida. You guys pump out those professional athletes, man. I love it. I love it. So yeah, so moving on, as I mentioned before, you did start your career at USF, and have since transferred to GSU, but you experienced a lot of success, and I would love to hear about your time there. For those of people that may not know, you actually made the all regional team in 2021 when you guys did beat South Alabama, a Sun Belt foe. I thought that was kind of cool how it all connected. And you were named to the super regional team. So obviously, sorry, you advanced to the super regional. You were named to the all regional team. Sorry. But yeah, so obviously you experienced a lot of success there. So I'd love to hear about your time at USF.
Yeah, that was definitely my introduction to college baseball, and it was a great introduction to say the least. Being able to make a super regional as a freshman, being an everyday starter is something you really dream of as a kid, and being in that environment as well as gaining from that experience helps you kind of go into every day just knowing that you kind of have that in the back of your mind and those experiences, knowing like you can push through and get the job done and really be the best version of yourself each and every day, knowing you went through a couple of those things, and being in that regional, being on that team was something special with a great group of guys as well.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. I did see too that it looked like you started almost every position your freshman year. Kind of a
Yeah.
little bit of a utility guy. So I got to ask, did you almost view that as a little bit of a compliment? Meaning, like the coach just viewed you as such a good baseball player. Is like, look, I don't care what position you're necessarily playing. I need you out there. Or maybe it was because of your batting. Maybe it was like, I just need you in the lineup. Did you kind of view that as a compliment though?
I do view it as a compliment. However, growing up, my dad, he made sure I knew how to play every position.
Okay.
So
Okay.
every single position on that diamond was going to be covered. And, I made an effort to myself to make sure I could do my best in those positions, even at a young age. And kind of that utility aspect, I want to say it's tied to a South Florida thing, kind of that grit and grind a little bit. But, that was something I grew up with and made sure I knew how to do on top of everything else.
Okay. Awesome. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. Cool. Cool. So moving on to a little bit of your time at Georgia State here. For those of my listeners who may not saw it, it was hilarious, but you were recently mic'd up during a game. And they definitely picked a good one because not only was it hilarious, but I do think that's got to be a requirement for every game going forward. If it's not you, at least somebody's got to be mic'd up. That was awesome. So I would love to hear about like one, just how fun was that to do? It's obviously gotta be pretty fun. People our age have grown up watching dudes mic'd up on NFL games and MLB games, and it's just fun. So I can imagine it's got to be pretty fun to do yourself. But I also want to know, were there any comments that made the cut that kind of surprised you when you were watching the video? I was like, wow, I didn't know they put that in the video. So I just gotta know.
Yeah, the mic'd up was definitely something fun. It was my first time being mic'd up as well. The creative team over here at JSU does a great job of a lot of stuff, and something they did say, and I mean, not even that they said, but I will get on Jet Parker a little bit for throwing the strikeout in there, kind of a dagger to the heart. But it's baseball, part of the game, and I was just happy I was able to do that and enjoy that with the team and catch some of the guys off guard a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, that was too funny. The strikeout, and then you go in the dugout and you're like hitting something, you can't see it, but it just says angry noises. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
good
So
editing on
some raw
Jets.
footage there.
Yeah, exactly. That's too cool, man. So and also, man, I gotta ask, when is the Suavecito NIL deal coming, man? I feel like that's your thing now.
Suavecito, I gotta ask you, I don't know what Suavecito is. Is it a brand? Is it a product?
I didn't know what it was either, man. I looked it up. I was like, all right, it's got to be from a movie or something. It's hair gel apparently, and it's like a decently big brand. So I was like, maybe that's what he uses. I don't know.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't referring to the hair gel, but hey, if Suavecito wants to get this hair going, I'm all in.
I love it,
Uh,
man. Hey, Suavecito, you get on my guy, man. You guys got to take care of him.
yeah, no, Suavecito just means smooth in Spanish. That's really where it comes from. So
Okay, I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Cool, cool. So as I said before, I had McGinnis on. I'm not sure if he said anything to you guys. I loved interviewing McGinnis too. He was a great kid. And I'm not sure, maybe you've seen on the Twitter account, but I have dubbed you guys the bus lot bombers. I've looked it up. I've scoured the internet. No one has referred to you guys as bus lot bombers before, so I will take the credit for that one. And the nickname couldn't be more appropriate. Obviously, you guys have been hitting tons of homers. You hit the 82nd homer of the season last night, and that's tying the school record. And there's 14 games left, so I'm not a betting man, but I'll put my money on that school record is going to be broken. So, I just got to know, in the off season, did you guys have like any sort of feeling or expectation of like, damn man, we got some power in this lineup, like we're going to be smacking the ball? Or was it just something that as the season went on, after a month, it kind of hit you guys like, man, dude, we are hitting this thing out of the park left and right? I feel like when a team performs that high, as an outsider looking in it, there's got to be some sort of realization at some point. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, definitely, it's definitely something fun to watch. Bus lot bombers is a very well set term for us.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
I think we're at 82 now in the season with 14 games left, as you said. And going into the season, we all knew we could bang, but I don't think we realized how much we could bang.
That's the quote. I love that, man. That's the quote.
Yeah,
right.
we put up some crazy numbers, and it's fun, with playing with the guys and just seeing balls fly out of the park left and right. It's something fun to watch each and every day.
Oh yeah. No, man, I watch as many games as I can. Some aren't televised, so I got to keep up with like the stat thing on my phone. But yeah, man, when I'm watching, it feels like every at bat, it could just be leaving the park. You know what I mean?
And
one through nine. So
best thing about that is anybody, even guys pinch hitting, could come through, and that goes to show what we kind of do as an offensive, and how we approach things, and how effective we've been as an offense as well.
Oh yeah. No, if you go look at the other I I say this with a joke because we somehow have always set at 6 all year. But if you look at the other teams that are in the top 5 of home runs in the NCAA, they all have one dude in their lineup that's like 15, 18 homers, 19 homers, 20. And obviously we don't necessarily have that on our roster because, as we're both kind of getting at, it's a team effort. It is everyone out there smacking that ball. So that's good to hear, man. I figured there had to be, something of kind of, as you're saying, where you knew you guys were going to be good, but it was kind of like, damn, man, this is better than we thought. So that's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. Cool. So next question is kind of referencing your mic'd up. So not only is Coach Stromdahl a damn good looking man and could be on the cover of GQ, he also, I've actually met him. He did actually give me an old jersey. When he told me he would give me one at the coach's dinner, like I thought he was just pulling my tail for sure. But I went to one of the games. He went to the locker room and gave it to me. Point being is, I've met him. He's a super chill dude. But I gotta ask, is he always that chill, or are there times where maybe coach is a little mad and it comes out and you're like, shit, we gotta get on our stuff on this one? Because I don't know, it just seems like the chillest dude ever. So I kind of would love to hear your opinion on that.
You could kind of label Strom as a dad. Kind of, he wants the best for you, and when you mess up, he's gonna let you know. So I mean, as long as you do your things, you take care of your stuff, you don't make any mistakes, Dad's gonna be happy. But if you mess up, Dad's gonna make it known, and he's gonna make sure that it doesn't happen again.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Strom, playing for Strom and that staff it's definitely something great to be a part of, and with his experience and knowledge of the game as well, is something you kind of pick apart from him and everybody else on the staff as well.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, the guy just he's obviously passing now, but just won his 400th career game. He's obviously doing something right. So yeah, no, I mean, I enjoy all the coaches at Georgia State, but if you had to ask me who my favorite head coach at Georgia State is, I'm picking Strom.
Not because of the jersey.
Exactly. Thanks to the jersey. Hey, you other coaches, if you hear that, I got a price.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's super cool guy. I was, wasn't necessarily expecting it, so I can imagine, as being his players, you guys get a nice mix. Cool. Well, yeah, Matt, as I mentioned off air, I know you're kind of busy, so we'll get you out of here on these next two questions. This next one, I feel like I've asked a handful of people at this point, so I'm pretty intrigued to see what you answer at this point. But so we're in a scenario, it's a hypothetical. The whole team is on the bus, coaches included. You guys are maybe going to Mobile or somewhere, wherever, a lengthy bus ride, and you're going to be on there for the next 4 hours, 3 hours or so. You are in charge of the aux cord. You got the whole aux cord for the entire car ride, the
Jeez.
entire bus ride. What is Mr. Matt Ruiz going to be playing?
My playlist has a lot of variety. So a lot of people will be happy by the end of the trip. We could say
Okay,
that.
okay.
Um, I'd probably start off with some country, get the singing out, get the voices going. Then probably once everybody's tired of the country, I'll throw in my Spanish because they're tired of singing, so they won't understand what they're saying. Then I'll throw it to rap, and then we'll just finish off with just probably some more country and be happy with a good night's rest once we get to where we're going.
There you go. Nice little country sandwich. I
Yeah, there
like
you go.
it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Maybe some EDM vibes and a mix of it. If the buses need some energy, who
There
knows?
you go. There you go. Hey, that depends. Is it the ride there or the ride after? If it's the ride after, the EDM's got to be blasting on a
Exactly,
win, man.
exactly.
So, okay, I got you. I got you. I gotta ask, do you play Spanish music often in the locker room?
Uh, well, really, the only people that know Spanish are me and Rafael Acosta. So when it does get played, it's probably going to be one song that we could enjoy, and then the rest will just be the guys.
I
So
got you.
if
I
I
got
really
you.
need to listen to it, I'll just pop in some AirPods.
Well, hey, man, if your teammates are listening, hey, let Matt play some Bad Bunny, man. Come on.
Every now and then they'll want to get in the groove and shake some hips like Shakira, but
There you go. There
when
you
they're
go. I
not
love
feeling
it.
it, they don't want it.
I got you. I got you. I love it. I love it. I won't make you call anybody out, but I got a couple ideas of who might be shaking those hips when those songs come on. Um, that's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. So yeah, man, we'll get you out of here on this question. Um, you know, this team still has every opportunity for this season to be a very special season, if arguably not the most special season GSU baseball has ever experienced. You guys got a lot of important series coming up. You got Texas State. I know we got Marshall. Um, Goodness, there's another one I forget, but Georgia Southern's in there too. So I won't even talk about those guys. But really, what are you guys doing to make sure that this season ends on a positive note and does end up being a special season that so many people who are either involved in the program or watch the program heavily know that is just so capable for this team to do? So what are you guys doing to make sure that that is something that happens?
I think the toughest thing for every team really is towards the end of a season, just kind of keeping everyone together. Over the course of a year, stats start to get into your head. Individuals start to veer off a little bit, and what we kind of focused on is really just chiming in on everybody and making sure everybody's on the same page. This is a team filled with extraordinary talent, and we could go a very long way. Unfortunately, inexperience hasn't helped us a bunch with a lot of freshmen stepping in. But besides that, I mean, on top of the freshmen being super talented as well as everybody else on the team, this team does have a very far way to go. And if we are all on the same page, I think we can make something very historical happen within Georgia State athletics.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, man. It's good to hear you, as feels like you're kind of speaking for the team with the self-awareness of, it's you guys still got a lot of room to grow. I I for one thought we were going to go 35-0 this year, 40-0. I won't say humbled. I think it's just kind of coming back down to earth a little bit. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, this team is obviously, there were at times injuries, that were obviously affecting the team. And, as you said, there's got freshmen that are stepping up, whether they're super talented or not. The team you're playing has probably got super talented freshmen as well. I think, as a big sports fan and an aging one at that, I can definitely say the talent level and sports across the board in America right now is the most talented it's ever been. So, So yeah, you're going against top tier talent almost any day you're out there on the diamond. So I for one am still probably the biggest believer out there. I know you guys are gonna do some special things, whether it's
No
this
doubt.
season or next, or even the season after, because I know Stromdahl's building something special here, and I'm just excited to see where it goes, my man.
No doubt. No doubt. Got to be something exciting for sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, again, thank you so much, Matt, for giving me your time. You guys, good luck for the rest of the season. I'll be watching if ESPN Plus lets me. But yeah, I'll be watching. And as I said, good luck to you and your teammates, man. And the Panther family is behind you guys.
For sure, Mac. Thanks for everything. Thanks for having me again.
Of course, man.